Commander Zexthar had conquered 17 star systems. His plasma rifle had vaporized countless enemies across the galaxy. The towering 8-foot-tall Krillian warrior's exoskeleton bore the scars of 100 battles, each mark a testament to his ruthless efficiency in the Galactic Coalition's expansion campaigns. But nothing had prepared him for Earth. The blue-green planet hung before his battlecruiser like a vulnerable jewel. Intelligence reports classified it as a primitive world populated by soft-skinned bipeds with laughably inadequate defensive capabilities. Humans had barely achieved faster-than-light communication, let alone weaponry that could threaten the Coalition's advanced forces. "This will be over in solar cycles," Zexthar muttered to his Lieutenant Voxeran as they descended through Earth's atmosphere. "Another easy conquest for our glorious empire." The landing site was strategic, a remote coastline where human military response would be minimal. As the dropship's engines cooled, Zexthar surveyed the primitive landscape through his helmet's tactical display. Rocky shores, strange vegetation, and the endless expanse of what humans called an ocean. Then he saw it. A sleek, dark creature lounging on the rocks near the water's edge. His suit's scanner identified it as Phoca vitulina, a harbor seal according to the downloaded Earth database. The creature seemed utterly oblivious to the arrival of galactic conquerors, simply basking in the yellow star's warmth with what appeared to be contentment. Zexthar felt his warrior pride sting. Here was a world so primitive, so defenseless, that its wildlife didn't even recognize a threat when it landed on their doorstep. The absurdity of it all, that he, a veteran of the siege of Altair Prime, was here to subjugate a planet where animals sunbathed without fear. "Look at this pathetic creature," he growled to Voxeran, gesturing at the seal with his armored gauntlet. "It doesn't even know it's about to become extinct." The seal turned its whiskered face toward them, large, dark eyes blinking slowly. If anything, it looked curious rather than terrified. Zexthar's frustration boiled over. In a moment of casual cruelty, the kind that had made him legendary among Coalition forces, he raised his massive hand and delivered what he considered a light backhand slap to the seal's head. The sound echoed across the water like a gunshot. For exactly 1.7 seconds, nothing happened. Then the ocean exploded. What Zexthar's intelligence files had failed to mention was that harbor seals, while individually harmless, were among Earth's most beloved creatures. What the files had catastrophically omitted was that humans possessed something the galaxy had never encountered before: the capacity for disproportionate emotional responses to perceived injustices against innocent beings. Within those 2 seconds, 3 things occurred simultaneously across the planet. A marine biologist's webcam, streaming the Seal Cove live feed, captured the assault in crystal-clear resolution. The footage immediately uploaded to Earth's primitive but surprisingly effective communication network. A child's satellite phone, hidden in her backpack during a school field trip to the nearby marine sanctuary, recorded the audio of the slap and transmitted it to her parents. An elderly fisherman's granddaughter, watching through binoculars from the lighthouse, witnessed the entire incident and immediately activated the emergency broadcast system she'd learned about in school. The response was unlike anything in galactic history. Within minutes, hashtags were trending. Your justice for seal friend, or alien assault alert, or protect our seals. Within hours, every military base on Earth had received not just official orders, but personal calls from soldiers' families demanding action. "Some alien just slapped a baby seal," became the rallying cry that united every human faction, political party, and military organization on the planet. But humans, as Zexthar was about to learn, didn't just get angry. They got creative. The first wave wasn't military. It was the marine biologists arriving in boats and kayaks armed with cameras and a righteous fury that made them utterly fearless. Then came the local wildlife officers, followed by environmental activists, followed by what seemed like half the coastal population. By the time the actual military arrived, Zexthar was surrounded by thousands of humans who had somehow collectively decided that harming a seal was not just a war crime, but a personal insult to every human on Earth. "Sir," Voxeran's voice was tight with disbelief, "Orbital Command is reporting massive mobilization across all human population centers. Every military installation on the planet has gone to maximum alert. There are..." "Sir, there are civilian aircraft approaching our position." Zexathar watched in growing horror as his tactical display filled with red dots. Fishing boats had become impromptu assault vessels. Tour helicopters had transformed into reconnaissance units. Even individual humans were swimming out to the rocks, apparently determined to shield the seal with their own bodies. "This is impossible," he whispered. "It's one insignificant creature on a backward planet." That's when the naval destroyer appeared on the horizon, followed by fighter jets, followed by what his sensors identified as the planet's entire coastal defense network, swinging into position. But the most terrifying sight was the seal itself, now surrounded by a protective circle of humans who were gently checking it for injuries, while simultaneously coordinating what appeared to be a global military response through their primitive communication devices. As the first human warships opened fire, Zexathar realized with crystal clarity that his intelligence files had gotten everything wrong about Earth. These weren't primitive beings. They were apex predators who had evolved pack loyalty on a planetary scale. The seal, seemingly unharmed and now enjoying what appeared to be a fish treat from one of its human protectors, looked directly at Zexathar with what he could swear was smug satisfaction. In his final moments as human ordnance overwhelmed his position, Zexathar understood the fundamental truth that would soon spread throughout the galaxy. Never, ever mess with humanity's animals. The seal barked once, as if in agreement,